going to come into a variation of child's pose. So as we are in all fours, we're going to go ahead and slowly take out our knees as wide as our mat. We're going to slowly drop our bottom back towards our heels. And we're going to stack one forearm on top of the other. And we're going to rest our forehead gently onto our forearms. Now taking a nice big sigh, we're going to rest our belly back onto our thighs, sinking back. Now as with all of our child's pose, we want to make sure that our bottom is coming down towards our heels as opposed to coming out back towards the wall. So it feels as if we are kind of elongating that spine, but our belly is resting on that thighs, is allowing for us to kind of relax into a comfortable child's pose. So for our child's pose with a block, we're going to bring out our knees as wide as our mat. We're going to slowly allow for our head to come down onto our block, and we're going to exhale, bringing our bottom back towards our heels. And we're just going to allow for our forehead to rest onto our block right there in the center. And then we can slowly start to bring our head from side to side here. And this just allows for our child's pose to bring the floor up to meet us. And it allows us to bring our bottoms back towards our heels. Now again, in our child's pose, our bottoms are going to kind of tuck down towards, we're going to feel our bellies on our thighs as we breathe. So we can take a nice big sigh and deepen our child's pose. So we have just brought our block out from underneath our forehead. We're going to take our hands and extend them out. Whether or not our forehead touches the mat at this point does not matter. So just to talk a little difference here between our formal child's pose and our informal child's pose, what I call informal and formal. For our informal child's pose, just so when we're comfortable, we're allowing for our knees to come nice and wide so that our hips can kind of drop down more comfortably. However, when we transition into our down dog, we want to go ahead and bring our knees underneath us. So we're going to go ahead and slowly bring our knees underneath us, bring them together. And we're going to bring our feet together as well. Now we're going to allow, go ahead and feet tucked. Now we're going to reach our hands out as far as we can. And we're going to bring our fingers as wide as we can. Always bring those fingers wide. Now remember, as we come into our down dog, we always want to twist our hands towards each other so we can press right there on the pad. Now, however, we notice in our formal child's pose, we might not bring our head down to the mat. And the only difference is where our hips really sit. Now, for coming into our down dog, why this is important is our more formal child's pose is going to give us the length, how far our body should be, because otherwise it will force us into our shoulders. So let's transition from our child's pose to our down dog. So with our fingers nice and wide, we are going to slowly start to take a nice big inhale and turn our toes underneath. Now we're going to let that air out and allow our hips to settle back in. Now on that next big inhale, we're going to press our hands down into the earth and use that breath to lift our hips up to the wall behind us. We'll take a nice big inhale and press back. Now again, we're going to sink those hips back towards the wall behind us, and we're going to allow our head just to hang. It's not going to try to be an active part. Now lifting our bottoms up towards the sky on our toes, and then dropping our heels down. Now again, pressing our hands into the earth, that will hopefully lengthen us back into our down dog. So that's just another variation of how we get up in our down dog when we're transitioning from our block. And then from here, we can just walk our hands and feet together, coming up into any way that's comfortable into that forward fold.